The ancient Stoics had a simple secret for wisdom: stay quiet and choose your words carefully. They believed in not sharing every thought or emotion with the world. Epictetus said, "The path to happiness is to stop stressing over things beyond our control." With that advice in heart, let's dive into the 7 things Stoicism teaches us to keep private for inner strength and wisdom. 1. Don't say bad things about yourself. Stoicism is a philosophy that stresses inner strength and resilience. One of its main ideas is that people shouldn't say bad things about themselves. This means you should never talk badly about yourself, not even when you're alone with your ideas. As the wise Roman emperor and famous Stoic philosopher Marcus Aurelius said, "Don't be overheard complaining, not even to yourself." This Stoic rule is meant to protect your mental health and sense of self-worth. You're essentially lowering your self-esteem when you keep telling yourself things like, "I'm terrible at this," or "I'll never get better." These bad thoughts about yourself can make you less motivated and stop you from growing as a person. To follow this Stoic advice, you need to pay close attention to what you're saying to yourself. Instead of putting yourself down, try to remember what you can do and what you're capable of. You can boost your self-confidence and resolve by telling yourself, "I can do this, and if not right now, I will get there eventually." This growth-oriented and positive mindset is in line with the main ideas of Stoicism. 2. Don't brag about how much you've improved. Epictetus, a famous Stoic philosopher, has a lot to say about how to improve yourself. Being humble and careful are good things to keep in mind as we try to become better people, which is a smart suggestion. This means we shouldn't shout out loud about our efforts and successes to everyone. What we should do instead is let our deeds show how much we've grown. Epictetus basically says that improving ourselves should be a personal journey that we go on for our own good and not to get praise or attention from other people. If we keep bragging about how far we've come, it could make our goals less sincere. It's the same as telling everyone about our goals before we actually reach them, which can make us less motivated and committed. Hippocrates tells us to remember the old proverb, "Actions speak louder than words." This means that the real test of our self-improvement is not in the big words we use, but in the real changes we make to our behavior, character, and mindset. The way we treat others, the knowledge we share, and the good qualities we show that we have truly grown. The most important thing to remember is that working on yourself should be a quiet, steady process. We shouldn't make our plans public. Instead, we should work hard in the background, focused on our own growth, so we let our achievements show through easily and inspire other people. Instead of the empty words we say, people are more likely to be moved and inspired by the changes they see in us. Epictetus said that having respect and modesty is the best way to improve yourself. As the most real and powerful way to encourage and change people, we should let our deeds and results speak for themselves. 3. Don't eat too much. A well-known Stoic philosopher named Musonius gives us good advice on how to be moderate in all parts of our lives, especially when it comes to what we eat and drink. His wise words show that indulging too much can have bad effects, such as mental and physical stress and a faster burnout. The Stoic philosophy stresses how important it is to be disciplined and in control of yourself in order to be successful in all areas of your life, not just your work. By this, we can see that balance is not just an advice, it's an important concept to follow. Think of a pendulum swinging. On one end is overindulgence, which means eating or drinking too much. This road may make us feel good for a short time, but in the long run, it hurts our minds and bodies, such as overeating can cause bodily pain, health problems, and the mental stress of guilt or sorrow. In the same way, drinking too much can make you lose your sense of right and wrong and your ability to control yourself. On the other hand, there is total silence or control, which can be just as bad. This can make you feel deprived and frustrated, and ironically, it might even make you want to overindulge later on. Musonius's wise words tell us to find a middle ground, or balance. Moderation is the key. We should not eat so much that we feel uncomfortable. Instead, we should eat until we are full. We shouldn't drink too much. Instead, we should enjoy them in a way that makes our situations better, not worse. Musonius is an example of the Stoic philosophy, which tells us that balance is a trait that can be used in all parts of our lives, not just when it comes to food and drink. By being moderate, we develop discipline and self-control, which are not only good for us, but also necessary for success and living a peaceful life. Remember that modesty is an important part of life's big music. It helps our actions fit together better and makes the trip more satisfying and balanced. Leave your big mouth at the door. Zeno was a historical philosopher who is known as the father of Stoicism. He said something that still rings true in today's busy, chatty world. He told her, "You have 2 ears and 1 mouth for a reason, so listen more than you speak." This seemingly simple advice has a lot of depth and makes us think about how we talk and connect with others. These days, when everyone seems to want our attention more than ever, it's more important than ever to follow Zeno's advice. A lot of the noise comes from people trying to be heard on social media, in meetings, and in everyday talks. When we want to say what we think, though, we forget how important it is to listen actively and carefully. To be a good listener, you need to do more than block out noise. You need to give someone your full attention and tune into their words, feelings, and body language. You give someone a valuable gift when you listen: respect. In this way, you show that you care about what the person has to say. Being a good listener makes you stand out in a noisy world and shows that you care about other people. When you listen, you make room for relationships that matter to happen. It makes people feel heard, understood, and respected, which makes relationships stronger and communication better. Being a good listener can improve relationships, make it easier to work together, and build trust, whether you're at work or at home. Additionally, listening gives you the chance to learn and improve. You can get new ideas, views, and information by actively responding to what other people say. Learning how to listen can help you grow as a person and help you make smart choices. Zeno said, "You have 2 ears and 1 mouth for a reason, so listen more than you speak." This advice is still useful today. Listen more than you talk in a world where self-expression is often the most important thing. Being a good listener shows awareness, respect, and knowledge. So the next time you're in a talk, remember how powerful it is to listen. You'll find a deep relationship with other people and a way to grow personally and professionally. 5. Don't think about the future too much. The philosophy of Stoicism has a deep lesson about how important it is not to worry too much about the future. Epicurus and other great Stoic thinkers tell us that there are some things in life we can't change. It can be stressful and unhappy to worry about things we can't change, like what other people are thinking and doing, or what might happen in the future. The key to real happiness, according to Epicurus, a well-known Stoic philosopher, is to stop worrying about things that are out of our control. Here is a breakdown of what this Stoic advice means. There is only one way to happiness, and that is to cease worrying about things which are beyond our will. Accept that you can't control everything. It's important to understand that you can't control every part of your life. You can't change some things that happen, and worrying or being worried about them won't change that. For example, you can't change the way other people act, the events outside your power, or the unknown of the future. Think about the moment. People who follow stoicism tell us to focus on the present moment instead of focusing on the past or worrying about the future. Only in this very moment do you have the power to act and make decisions. You can change your future for the better by doing your best right now. Pick how you want to react. Stoic philosophers stress the significance of maintaining emotional and mental control. You can't change the things that happen around you, but you can change how you react to them. Being able to control yourself in this way lets you be at peace and happy even when life is unsure. Lessen stress that isn't necessary. Stress and anxiety can build up when you constantly worry about what might happen in the future. Stoicism tells us to accept that life is unpredictable and to welcome it instead of fighting it. We can live with more tranquility and lessen our mental worries by doing so. The Stoic philosophy advises us to stop worrying too much about the future and instead concentrate on the things we can change. In line with what Epicurus said, this way of thinking can lead to more happiness, strength, and peace of mind. Don't be rude, number 6. The way we show thanks or lack of gratitude is an important part of how we connect with others. It is important to never say that you don't value anything, because life is a wonderful gift that we should enjoy and be thankful for every moment. Epicurus, an ancient philosopher, said, "He is a wise person who does not grieve over the things he lacks and instead finds joy in those he possesses." This timeless wisdom tells us to always be aware of and grateful for the good things in our lives. It's very simple. Not being grateful means not noticing or showing respect for the good things that happen to us. It can show up in many ways, such as ignoring other people's kindness or taking our everyday comforts for granted. Practicing thanks helps us see the good things in our lives and appreciate the work of those who make us happy. If we show thanks, we might become less close to the people around us. People can get confused, hurt, and have a hard time getting along with others. On the other hand, showing thanks builds good relationships and makes people feel like they are respected and loved. So, whenever you talk to other people, remember how important it is to be thankful. Make it a habit to say thank you for the good things that happen to you, the chances you get, and the gifts you receive. Not only will this help you build good relationships, but it will also make your own life better by helping you see the beauty and goodness around you. Take a deep breath and stop complaining to make your life better. A lot of us get into the habit of complaining without even realizing it. A lot of the time, we do it to let off steam or get pity from other people. In fact, though, complaining doesn't help things get better. It just makes our lives and the lives of those around us worse. Very little is needed to make a happy life. It is all within yourself, in your way of thinking, said the wise philosopher Marcus Aurelius. In other words, our happiness is heavily dependent on our mindset and how we choose to see and react to the world around us. This is why complaining doesn't work. Complaining can turn into a loop of useless repetition. When we complain, it rarely leads to an answer or a good change. It can make people feel like they are victims and can't do anything about it. The feeling that we can't change our situations is reinforced, which can make us more stressed and angry. Also, complaining all the time can make our interactions worse. People around us may feel mentally drained, and over time, they may be less likely to offer their support or company. Because bad moods tend to spread, complaining can help. The powerful force of happiness. However, deciding not to complain and focused on the good things in our lives can make a huge difference. This is how to do it. 1. Better mental health. When you stop complaining, you stop thinking about problems and start thinking about how to solve them. This can help your general mental health by lowering your stress and making you more emotionally strong. 2. Favorable relationships. People are usually drawn to those who are happy. You can improve your social connections and make deeper connections with people if you choose not to complain. 3. More work gets done. Complaining is often a way to avoid doing something. You become more effective and productive in your efforts when you change your mindset to focus on finding answers and taking proactive steps. Because you're not complaining, you'll be more thankful for what you have. Finding the good things in your life and being grateful for them, no matter how small, can make you feel pleased and happy. How to cut down on complaints. 1. Be mindful. Pay attention to your feelings and thoughts. Being mindful can help you stop complaining when you start to and change your mind. 2. Try to find solutions. When you have a problem or challenge, stop thinking about it and start thinking about how to solve it. 3. Say thank you. Make it a habit to say thank you for the good things in your life. By doing this, you can change your focus to the good things in your life. Complaining is a trait that rarely helps and usually hurts others. You can live a better and more satisfying life by adopting a more optimistic and solution-oriented mindset. Remember that, as Marcus Aurelius wisely said, the key to happiness is in the way we think and feel. Adopting Stoic ideas can help us become stronger, smarter, and more at peace with ourselves. The practice of chosen silence is an important part of this philosophy. It means carefully choosing when to speak and when to be quiet. This level of privacy in conversation can help us grow as people and strengthen our relationships with others. Stoic philosophy teaches us that we don't have to say everything we think or feel. Some things are better kept close to the chest, and the same is true for some ideas and feelings. This gives us a chance to think more deeply about ourselves and improve ourselves. Being honest with ourselves about our thoughts and feelings can help us understand ourselves and the world around us better. Stoic philosophers recognize the value of silence as a teacher. We can gain insights that would otherwise be lost in the noise of constant talk by learning to listen more intently to our own thoughts, to see the world more clearly, and to watch our inner thoughts. Simply put, choosing silence can help us live a more purposeful and wise life, which will eventually lead to a better and more important existence.